Need I say, I hate counterfeits. They drive me freaking crazy. Number one, they try to fool people, obviously utilizing a magnet. Some of them stick. Now, some of them don't, but some of them are fairly high quality. But they do things like artificially toying the coins to hide the tooling marks that you see within the coin. Some of them are meant to really deceive and take people's money big time. Now, this one has some issues with it, and I've talked about this coin in the past. Some of them are actually quite nice, like this 1878 CC. There's just a few design elements that cause this coin to stand out as a counterfeit. It's not magnetic, but it doesn't test right, and it certainly doesn't sound like silver. But the coin that I want to talk about today is this one right here. Now, this particular coin just came to me from a gentleman by the name of Gary Huffman. And as you see this coin, you can see that it originally came in a slab that looked like an old NGC slab. Now, I'm going to set the coin right here, but I want to talk about the slab for a minute. Now, this is something that everybody can look at. If you look at the bottom of the slab and you see this little notch right here, that's pure indicator that this is not an authentic slab. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that the coin inside of it isn't authentic, but if you have an NGC or a PCGS label in something like this, you probably have something there that isn't really authentic. It could be authentic coin, but the grade could be wrong. The grade could not be right. They could be trying to pass something off as something else. The slab tells you a lot about the potential of the coin inside of it. But this particular coin, I'm not necessarily going to talk about the counterfeit itself. What I want to talk about is something slightly different. And that is this right here. This is the mark that Gary put in it in order to tell people that it was counterfeit. Now, the reason that this is important is because this allows me to show you something that happens when you counterstamp a coin. And this is something that also allows me to talk to you about a very, very, very common issue with coins, and that is damage. Now, I'm going to bring this up a little bit and adjust the focus here just a little bit so you can see a little bit more clearly. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the coin flip, and I'm going to turn that over. And the reason that I did the coin flip is I wanted the damage, which is located right here, to be seen. And again, if I turn this over the other way, it's going to be over here. You're going to see that C. I'm going to flip that over, and then that damage is going to be sitting right here. Now, as you look at this in the shadow, you can see that there's some striations. This is where the impact of whatever he had it on, whether it have been a table or a piece of metal or a bench or whatever, when he smashed that with his punch, it left some marks. But the marks isn't necessarily what I want to show you. What I want to show you, if I can get it right there, there we go. That's what I want to see. Do you see how this is raised a little bit? Now, right in this area, it's raised a little bit. And the reason that that happened is because when he smacked that with a hammer, now one, it caused the damage here, but it indented the metal because the punch, the circular area around this, put pressure on the entire entity of the coin. And it pushed that metal that was in the C all the way down through. And that left a little high area. And if you look very carefully, you can see that kind of C shaping right here because it forced the metal all the way through. And that's really important to understand when you're looking at this, because it allows you to tell if something that you're seeing on a coin could either be something like a strike through or damage. So while he sent me this particular coin to talk about the design elements, this actually became a much better teaching tool to talk about what happens when you have damage like a counter stamp in or on a coin. Now, if this were a strike through, something that happened at the mint that it pushed through, the opposite side of the die, so the reverse die in this case, would be stamping the coin at the same time. There would be no raising here. There would be no damage on this side of the coin because the die, unfettered from the stamp, wouldn't have had this issue pushed through. The metal would have only cycled through on the top. You wouldn't have seen it down here. So again, just something for you to consider when you're looking at these, when you're trying to find whether or not something is a strike through or whether you're trying to find out whether something has been damaged like you see in this particular coin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you right now. Again, my disdain and my hate for counterfeits and for fakes continue. And again, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to continue to keep you from getting some crap like this. All right, folks, be well, be blessed, and I will see you in the streams. Take care.